pressured by the Cardinals.
He went out, took a quick breather so he could be at 100.
This guy's just absolutely relentless. To be able to go around the top like that.
Able to clean up and takes full advantage. Do you think the Chargers are happy to have Khalil Mack back?
Game inside, and so Jim Schwartz trying to change things up. You see the Dolphins put Ingold, the fullback, up there to chip him.
We just talked about, he hadn't made a play yet, but this is when these great players start to really take over. Look at the Ben, great.
And we haven't called Parsons' name in the third quarter, and then he starts to turn it on right now, going up against Jonah Williams. His knife's inside. I don't even know what move you call that besides relentless. Running the receivers, and of course, if you're going to sit there and pat the ball like Brissett, you have, let's try to run at him. Micah Parsons, when I watch the film, he plays the run as well as any.
Zach Harrison, when they needed it most, at some point you have to make a big play to knock this 49ers team out of their run game.
He hit that back foot. Micah Parsons makes him pay. Jonah Williams is no chance against him.
Watch this. He's just going to walk him right into Gino's lap. Get back there. All right, goodbye.
This wide 9 coming out here. Watch him just rip right past the tackle of the Atlanta Falcons, Elijah Wilkinson. Colby here, and just create space. Everybody's going different directions here to widen that gap, and Ellis, who has been sort of there.
When you're his size, just amazing, a loss of 3.
Yeah, and listen, it's not always about sacks. He's not a one-dimensional player. Looks like the Browns playing him out. Look at how he just stiff arm, just uses that paw.
It's impressive whenever a guy can run through a tackle and a chip block on the outside. And Huff really plays very little on run down. Elliott's going to get the initial pressure going right up the middle with a bull rush. And that's going to flush Penix out to the outside.
Right? I mean, this is one of those situations. Jaquan Brisker, number 9 right there, going against Alvin Kamara. And he looks like he's going to run around him, and then he just runs right through.
Watch him walk up, and by walking up, he's going to eat up some offensive linemen, and now he creates some doubt, indecision by the rookie Jalen Rivers at right guard. And Benton is a guy, he's not just up there eating up space and as a road grader stopping the run game. You can see
Brings up 4th down.
The old wide 9 here, Jim Washburn's defense, they used to run in Detroit. But they basically take their speed rushers and line them up.
Because he gets in the way. Watch him. He's going to throw the bubble screen, and then he's worried about Merrick right there creating.
What an effort the second half. Micah Parsons not.
Just an inside run. They call this a duo run. Straight downhill. The whole ball has to get over the goal line, and you can't even see it there with those bodies.
They didn't chip him, so it freed him up. Hayward coming through the middle by Teddy Karras, and both of the leaders.
And Jahar Ward on 3rd down. He lines up on the interior right there, and he's going one-on-one against the rookie, Jared.
There's no tight windows, but watch Clowney off the edge. Connerly just kind of asleep at the switch right there.
Starting, Micah Parsons comes in, but you see how he gets underneath.
Anytime you're working outside, you want your guys to get the penetration. You could tell just because McCaffrey.
They're running a screen, right? So you've got to watch Alvin Kamara. He's got to hold a little bit longer. Got to get a little bit more right there. You can see him pivot for the screen, but Spencer Rattler has still got his eyes and then ends up making the play. 2 yards outside, and Dominique is upfield immediately.
Yeah, big Vita Vea in the middle, and that's if you're going to run the football, which few are able to against this defense, that's the guy you got to control. This time they bring 6. So Todd Bowles wants to mix it up, vary the looks, and not let Jared Goff get a beat on what he's doing defensively. And already he has done that, and with this 6-man rush, they're able to get to Goff. And see that he's coming, not surprised. You know, I thought earlier on a previous possession that Bowles would try to knock him out of field goal range, and then this time he brings Tyke Smith.
You're just going to see right over the center. You see the power he just rushed with.
Look at Colby Wooden with that speed in the backfield, and there was no chance for Michael Carter. Yelled a throw.
Heating up, and Buckner is just going to find his way through 2 people. Watch him. Comes on the center, beats 77 in the backfield for the sack. That's a guy who is
back at the point of attack. Just look how everybody loses. They're all going backwards.
What are we doing?
Front for the Atlanta Falcons, it was Xavier Watts who really saved the day, Mike. You called it perfectly. And that tackle was squared up.
Well, Redmond was not fooled.
Afternoon.
Yeah, Burns is timing that jump up perfectly.
Just watch him here coming off the top of the screen against Charles Cross. Just continuing to push and work. And Daniil Hunter coming from the opposite side. Sam can't find an outlet.
We go for two here. Darnold really had a hard time tucking that ball away. Did not protect it, Dan.
Uncharacteristic. He's going to play inside leverage of Collins, who's that sight adjust guy. CJ wants to get the ball out of his hands, but that slant or that one step now route is taken away by the leverage.
Third down. Well, Lee McNeil, he's making his debut for this season tonight, and this is what he can bring. Here on the second play, he gets the interior push, which
of Jared Goff. Let's see if Diaby gets it right here. And that is a fumble.
On the field. There's a race to the ball carrier. There's a tie.
Yeah. Again.
They have everybody up here at the line of scrimmage before the snap, and they come with the blitz. Chason comes off the edge and gets around Moore and is able to track down.
Seattle will punt it away.
Just look at that. Look at the club and the arm over that he just throws on right guard Anthony Bradford.
Opens up to his left. Watch the offensive line. They're all flowing to the left. Marks, that should be an outside zone to left. He goes the wrong way.
It's the resetting at the point of attack. Just look at it. Look at how they get the knockback. You see, he's just taking the center, number 60, Jake Andrews, and he's pushing him a half a yard to a yard back in the backfield. You can just see the Texans' offensive lineman.
18-yard loss. When the knee went down, where was that football? Looks like it's back in the end zone.
Yeah. To that run, and this is exactly where you don't want to be as Houston.
But you see who's the disruptor there? It's Leonard Williams. Ed Ingram.
They're showing a lot of pressure looks, but this was just a four-man rush here that they got after him with. They've got their best Bryce Huff on the outside, forced him to step up. But then it was Okuwanu, and they're just going to rush four to one side, to the strong side here, and try and create those one-on-one blocks out there. And all you need is...
Just look at the push from the defensive line. They get lower than that Cardinals offensive front. Quay Walker jumps over the top, doesn't allow for Jacoby Brissett to keep pushing forward. What a stop.
They wanted to get him one-on-one on 77. Here he goes to his patented swim move right over the top. And it's just...
You're going to have everybody now start coming off the edge, and he understands that if my main guy isn't there and they're going to keep attacking us this way, I'm going to have to switch up my defense. I'm going to have to start. Just watch the two defensive linemen, Calais Campbell, 18-year veteran, Josh Sweat comes over, both of them playing the run.
They're at the quarterback situation here between Grover Stewart and Latu. Just nowhere to go. They engulf him there.
And it's a loss of 9.
Hell of a game. And just watch going up against Michael Carter. Bam! Drives him right back into Jacoby Brissett. Nothing doing. Jacoby had no chance. And this is the second time Quay Walker has done that now. He is so violent and so physical. I said he's the heart of this defense. And you... All right, let's take a look at Brissett. He steps up.
Rashawn Gary knocks it loose.
Rashawn Gary, he got his hand on that football first before Brissett could start to move forward with the ball. It looks like that ball is out. That is a fumble.
Full games, 2 against the Eagles, 2 in the first half here in Denver.
Well, it's a stunt that Sean Payton talked.
5th sack of the season.
Watch how he reverses out. Nobody's on Cooper coming off the edge, and there's not much of a play fake, so that's not going to hold him long enough. Good job by the inside linebacker there. I thought it was single.
Doing this for so long, 18 years, to come from the University of Miami, and just watch how he tracks down.
25.
Well, Nix likes moving around in the pocket. This is a called bootleg to get out into space. He tries getting to his second read. The backside drag of Sutton coming across. He sees it at the last minute that it's going to get intercepted if he throws it, so he's smart to tuck it.
Jesus could come from right here. Just come in there off the blitz. Had the back on that side.
About though, of this Flores defense, look how many guys are up near the line of scrimmage. Only 2 deep safeties. They've got 8 bodies within 2 yards of the line, and that's kind of the whole.
So Landry coming from right here and coming off of the edge. Helm's probably going to go out in pattern, but he tries to chip off him a little bit, and he works his way all the way back inside. We call that a long
man coverage. It's an easy indicator. All 3 corners over your 3 receivers. It's a man look. And Carson Wentz has been so good the whole season and today against zone. Man coverage has been their sticking point in this passing game.
Kind of have to go for this, but the destruction that man, number 99, is causing on the inside.
It just collapses everything. He's going to be working against Jonah Jackson. And you see, he's the one that gets that first pressure, and then him and Chase Young.
All Bruins are doing it these days.
Lake here at the bottom of the screen is just a free hitter. You got to have a pressure plan. You got to know if that guy's coming free, where do I get rid of?
Get the ball to their playmakers in space. This time it's DK on a reverse. A good job by the Patriots, and Chason doesn't make the tackle, but forces him back to have to get
them. A second-round pick, number 93. We know he can be a dominant run stuffer, but can he push the pocket in passing situations? I just talked about that left side, but Jones, 45 in blue, works a game with Cedric Gray, number 33, where Gray goes in first and essentially blocks.
You're going to see Milton Williams right on the inside right here, and they're trying to go play action. They're trying to fool him with the run and then be able to boot out, but he beats Latham on the inside, keeps getting up the field, and Cam Ward doesn't even have.
And these fans are frustrated. I hope they stay for the second half if you're a Jet fan. The Panthers are happy with the performance on the road.
Here you see him right here, and now what we're going to do is bring the safety from the other side. So they basically go unblocked because they're working toward that linebacker.
About the 4th and shorts, and all you're running is another zone read. You're running basically the same thing right into that stack of people. What a really, really nice job on that defense coming in there making the stop. Montez Sweat again coming in and making a big play. Look, there's a gap right there. Whoop, there's 98 coming off and making the play. So I like the decision to go for it. I just didn't like.
Has his hands on the outside of the breastplate of the offensive guard, and he's just walking him back into the quarterback.
Cleveland's going to punt. Well, they really haven't had any downfield passing game, and this is number 71, Lucas. It's really kind of hard to see exactly where that.
Usually Chris Jones right here.
Back things where, you know, when you're playing Ben Johnson, you know, you got to be smart. What's your assignment? Stay home, because you're going to have end arounds, you're going to have reverses, you're going to have a lot. Now your offense turns it over. Montez Sweat, but focus on Spencer Rattler. We talked about him being good. Watch him climb the pocket. One hand on the football. He's got his left hand off the football. As you slide through that pocket with all those big bodies around you, you cannot have one hand on the ball. You know that they're coming after you. Very careless with his ball security in the pocket.
And you know, the first touchdown's always a special one, but memorable to go across the pond to get their first one in a different country. You see the sack right there by Stewart. Man, just been a long day for this Jags offense. Up early, forcing him to roll to his right. All of the routes are going back across the field to the left-hand side. So as he rolls out to the right, there is nobody over there trying to see if he can make a throw all the way back outside the hash on the other side. Probably the smart move to just, after week 2, you're going to see him on the left-hand side of the screen here. But after week 2, he sat down with Coach McVay, and McVay said, okay, we're not getting the same Jared Verse here in these first couple weeks. He said he was allowing the past to get into the present, refocused him, and as you said, he has been playing lights out.
Nunez Roches in the middle, coming through, deflecting that pass. We've seen a couple of those today.
You can't get there, get your hands up, and we've seen it multiple times. Kevin, you already mentioned it, how the last 3 games, all of Jackson Dart's starts, they've gone down and scored on the opening drive, this time stopping it. We talked to Sean Payton, we talked to Vance Joseph. Denver wanted to make an impact here early in the game. They knew how good.
This defensive line is just taking it to the offensive front. I mean, there's 4 guys. You see the inside pressure, and Baker has just had people in his face throughout the game.
And now this is last gasp.
A little restless, but you got Elijah Roberts, who is able to get his hands up and knock it down. They're trying to run the screen on 3rd and long, not take any chances, get the ball out and see if maybe you can't run after the catch and pick it up. It was short. Here's a look at Aiden Hutchinson and the attention that he draws. They got 3 guys over there kind of helping with him. Rashad White, they got the tackle. And
this is like a big old grizzly bear just pushing back in there. When you collapse the pocket, even if you're not getting sacks, but you cut that about a field goal chance, but the entirety of the field is open to you with 14 seconds, and just pressure up the field.
DB, you bring in pressure right here. They're throwing a screen, man. You know if you can make this catch, it's 6 points for you.
Again, Justin Herbert having to be helped off the ground by his offensive line as a free hitter comes right up in his face on a blitz from Lou Anarumo. Just right up the gut. It's called the coffee house when you wait 1 second, 2 seconds. The offensive line thinks you might drop into coverage, so they go